Hello everyone, my name is God Maloluwashon. Welcome to LYLBE, living your life beyond excuses. Today I'll be talking about a man whose impact and contribution to humanity has profound impact on the way we do earth moving in construction today. And something that amazes me about his life is that this was someone who at the end of his life had a fleet of airplanes, had a foundation that was worth millions of dollars. He had manufacturing plants in different continents that operated simultaneously at the same time. And was also someone who had a university when he was leaving the war. And the most significant thing to note about this is the fact that he was a school dropout. He dropped out from school at 6th grade. That's the equivalent of primary 6 in Nigeria today. I mean, to think that someone who had such a limited level of education was going to accomplish so much in life is something that's quite unthinkable. Rg Letourneau, Robert Gilmore Letourneau, was termed as the mover of men and mountains. He was also termed as the dean of earth moving. This was someone who received numerous awards in engineering and a lot of other spheres of earth moving works. And also, he had over 300 inventions that were patented in his name. Someone who didn't go beyond primary 6. Can you imagine that? And at the end of the life, he did so much, had so much, and also impacted humanity. After dropping out from school at 14, he moved to Minnesota and then from there moved to Portland, Oregon, where he started as an apprentice ironmonger in the East Portland Iron Works. And this is very, very profound because after dropping out of school, he went and learned something immediately. And he was learning as an apprentice. And it was there that someone gave him an international correspondence course in mechanics. That is a material that taught him the foundations of mechanics. And having self-taught himself in the course, decided that what would determine whether he learned well or didn't learn well was that he would attempt to disassemble his motorcycle and assemble it back in a day. And he did that. And he was self-assured that, I know this stuff. And then from there, moved over to California, where he moved from job to job and all that. And then learned, moving from job to job afforded him the opportunity to learn different things. He learned carpentry, woodwork, mining. He also had a stint with welding and using electricity and all that, which developed the skills and developed his, and made his knowledge broad. And after that, he ended up in the Superior Garage in Stockton, California, where he was working as a worker. And after a while, because of his hard work and just a lot of other things, he was made a co-owner. That is, he now had a share in the business. And what happened was that at World War I, he left off to help the Navy in the Army, and he served as a maintenance assistant in World War I. When he came back, what happened was that the business was in debt. It was run aground. And coming back from the war, missing debt on the ground was enough to drive a man crazy and like, what's happening here? But guess what? He didn't give up. He rolled up his sleeves and got back to work almost immediately. After the war, it was about $5,000 in debt. Man, this is the early 90s, $5,000 in debt. Guess what he did? He rolled up his sleeves, got back to work, and he looked for a welder rancher who had some issues. He had the land that he wanted to level. And Rg said, I can do this job, give it to me. He got a contract from the guy, did the job for him, and from there, he started doing earth moving from people that had things they wanted to reduce, mountains, you want to move herds, and all that. And I started helping out with that. And then more earth leveling jobs kept coming in. And then, that helped him to pay the debt, also stay afloat for a while. But also, he still had financial issues. So from there, he started taking more bigger construction jobs. And even at the point in time, he saw himself more as a road construction contractor, where when there's a road to construct, they contracted him to remove the earth and remove impediments in the way. And it was fine. It was about financial issues were still there. And Rg Letourneau was one of the earliest persons to incorporate in his inventions to earth moving. So he started making machines to make his work faster and easier, and that gave him an edge over his competitors. But the financial issues remained there. So what happened one day was that his attorney, out of the blue, just said, Rg, why don't you focus on the manufacturing of equipment alone? You have a lot of inventions, you have a lot of ideas, you have a lot of genius in making stuff. Why not focus on manufacturing these stuffs and selling it out as products rather than just rolling the dice on big construction jobs, showing up, and then the jobs come today, the jobs don't come tomorrow, and you're back and forth. And guess what? He listened to his attorney, and then he saw what he was talking about, and he moved fully and focused fully and majorly on manufacturing of equipment. And guess what? That was it. Things turned around, his financial issues became a thing of the past. And because he had so much inventions, he was churning out equipment and all that, and it was very, very, very helpful to a lot of construction companies, and people bought from him. In fact, at World War II, Rg Letourneau supplied over 70% of the equipment that was used to cover, to move earth, to cover where the enemy troops have thrown bombs during the World War. And you can imagine someone who supplies 70% of the earth-moving equipment that they use. At 1938, his company had about 1.4 million in net profit that year. And prior to this, about 11 years back to 1938, it was about $100,000 in debt. That was another excuse, $100,000 in debt. This guy had. You need to read up this guy and read. I recommend the book "Mover of Men and Mountains" about how that was written about his life. You should do that. So after making that profit, he looked at life, and it's just amazing. Following his story, the kind of things he achieved. Went on to build a university. Went on to set up a foundation. And it's so amazing what Rg Letourneau did with his life. And it's more crazy when you think about the fact that this was a 6th grade dropout, someone who left school at primary 6. It's crazy to think about what he did. In the life we live today, someone made a little mistake and they think their life is over. Someone dropped out of school, they think their life is over. Maybe you are in that place where you had a pregnancy as a teenager. You impregnated someone as a teenager and you think your life is over. I'm telling you, it's not yet over. Maybe you were in that place where you committed a crime and you went to jail for it. I'm telling you, there's still hope for you. Maybe you were in that place where you committed a crime and you lost your studentship and now you're a school dropout and it looks like the future is bleak for you. There's hope for you. I'm telling you, a lot of people had it more worse than you. And guess what? They got back, got their sleeves on, got their song on, and they went on to victory. It can happen for you. It can happen for anybody. Never let your background put your back on the ground. Never let the issues that you go through make you drop your hands in the ring and say, "What? I give up." That is a song and a statement you should never ever say in your life. Guess what? There are people that had a lot of excuses why they should have remained failures. But guess what? They went on in life. And they made significant impact despite all the excuses they could have had. Excuses are mirages that will hold you back from fulfilling purpose if you allow them to keep you. Excuses are mere false experiences that are appearing real. Never take to excuses. Never let them hold you. When you think about the story of Rg Letourneau and how much you went to accomplish, thinking that it came out of someone who was a school dropout, who didn't go beyond primary school. Excuse me, anybody can make it, and you can make it, and you can do it. And I wanted to, spend time thinking about this story today and think about your own life. Think about where you're going. Think about the decisions you've made. Never let them put you back on the ground. So from today, begin to recalibrate your steps. Begin to look at what you need to do and how you need to retrace your steps and get back in the line of destiny. And I'm sure you'll make it. I'm sure you'll end up where you're supposed to be. And one other thing to notice about Rg Letourneau was this. It was someone who believed so much in God and believed that God was his partner in the business. He understood that there was a spiritual force to everything that is happening in life. And he said, God is my business partner. And I'm only holding all this in trust. This was someone who in the early 90s was flying around the world in airplanes, teaching people all over the world about business and doing things God's way. This was someone who believed so much in God and gave his heart to God. So I'm encouraging you today. You can do things legally, you can do things legit-wise, and still make it big. And guess what? God is on the throne. And you should always recognize that God reigns in the affairs of men. And he rules supreme. Alright, I hope this encouraged you. Do well to subscribe to the channel below. Share this with your friends. Let it encourage someone. Bless someone with this. Let people hear about this. Let them know what's happening in the world today. I believe this has inspired you. Let it inspire others. Repost on Instagram, repost on Twitter, repost on Facebook, share on your WhatsApp status. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Share the link, and I'm sure you will have done the work of lifting someone out of discouragement and limited flicks.